Hey, what is going on everybody? Tahir and welcome back to another Black Ops 2 DLC video. In this video you'll be taking a look at the map Mirage. My final score was 30-6, and like I said in the previous video, which was of course on grind, for those of you that haven't checked that one out yet, I will have a link in the description and I will also have it as a video response to this video. Be sure to check it out. But what I said in that video was that I'm going for the more average kind of scores, simply to make sure that I can show you every single map, every single multiplayer map, every single zombies map in the upcoming 1 or 2 days. So this gameplay right here, like I said, 30-6 on Mirage. I'm going to talk a little bit about the map in a second, but I'm first off going to show you my class setup, which is of course the Peacekeeper SMG. Now I actually forgot to show my class setup in my previous video, so I'm sorry for that for those of you that actually figured that out. But in this gameplay I'm using the Peacekeeper with the long barrel, the fast max and the reflex sight, the perk 2 Creed wildcard, and also the primary gunfighter wildcard. My first perk is of course flak jacket, perk 2 scavenger, and toughness. That's kind of my main perk 2 setup. Those two perks work really well together on literally any gun. And then perk 3, of course, dexterity. Now a few things I wanted to say about the map is, first off, in my previous video I actually told you guys to stay out of the area that I'm in right now, and that is because this is kind of a clusterfuck. But what I figured out after playing this map over and over again, I think I played it about 5 times now, is that if you set up yourself perfectly in a good position, which is in fact in the middle, so that you can take a look at both entrances, and there's also an entrance in front of you, but people won't be able to spot you from there because there's like this huge statue in front of it. Also, if you want to get a good score on this map, then I would recommend you to either do what I just said, which is basically set yourself up in the middle of the map, or kind of try and stick to the edges of the map, and then especially the left side, which is of course on the other side that I'm on right now, because on that side you have quite a few head glitching spots. Now I do know that some of you don't like head glitching spots, some of you don't like camping, but in this gameplay you will also get to take a look at those spots, which is of course behind some kind of fan, or behind some kind of bus for that matter, and you can simply pick enemies off one by one. Now also a few people over on Twitter and also a few on YouTube have been asking me to talk a little bit about the Peacekeeper, my thoughts on it, how good it is, etc. So first off, I'm pretty sure that most of you will already know that the Peacekeeper is of course a hybrid between an assault rifle and an SMG, meaning that the fire rate is pretty low, the recoil is also pretty low, and that kind of makes this gun perfect for medium ranges, and that is kind of the reason why I also use a reflex sight, because that is of course going to help you at medium to long range, and that is actually where this gun shines. Now of course those are the assault rifle traits, but because this is a hybrid you also have SMG traits. Now one of that is the fact that you can easily hip fire enemies up close, you don't need a laser sight to do so, but also the fact that you have increased ADS speed, which is of course 80%, I think it's 80% for the SMGs, and then your normal running speed is 100%, so in those long range engagements you can also stray from left to right and your enemy will have a harder time actually killing you, so that is definitely going to help you out a lot. But if you actually think about it like that, this gun seems to be like the perfect gun, the one that has every single trait, every single good trait of both assault rifles and SMGs. But after playing with this gun for about 1 hour or so, you kind of get to figure out that it is not that perfect gun that everybody was expecting, or at least it's not that perfect gun that I was expecting. I personally was expecting a very overpowered assault rifle kind of SMG, simply to make everybody want to buy the DLC, because otherwise it's kind of pointless to even try. But that is of course not the case. This gun is in fact very balanced. It is in fact a great gun, but when you actually play the DLC you'll like it for about 5 games, and after that most people go back to their favorite guns, such as the MSMC, the M27, and then from that point you kind of see 50-50 people using the Peacekeeper that just downloaded the DLC. But in fact when I first downloaded the DLC and I went into my first game, every single person was using the Peacekeeper, apart from 1 or 2 people that didn't have it yet, that didn't make a class yet. Now another thing everybody should know is that the Peacekeeper can only be used in the Revolution section of the playlist. I actually tried using it in Team Deathmatch, or I simply went into a Team Deathmatch game, and the game itself already switched my Peacekeeper SMG for the MTAR, which is normally your number 1 class, your first class, that is normally the MTAR, and it switched my Peacekeeper SMG for the MTAR. So with that said, I think that you can't use it in the regular game modes. Maybe you can do that after a while or so, maybe they'll switch it up after a couple of weeks when everybody stops using the Peacekeeper more or less, because I don't think that this is one of those guns that everybody's going to use, such as the MSMC. But anyway, for now, if you have any questions about the Black Ops 2 Revolution DLC, then simply tell me in the comments down below, because this is of course the end of the gameplay. I'll try and put up some more videos about the other maps soon today, and also some zombies later tonight. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. On the screen right now is a video that I posted a couple of hours ago, actually 1 or 2 hours ago, and this is of course my grind gameplay. So if you haven't checked out that video yet, then be sure to do so. With that said, a like rating would of course be very much appreciated. If not, that is of course cool, and then I'll will hopefully text some of you next time. Take it easy.
I hear the freeze, freeze, freeze come out.